to your Daily 5 for Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. You may remember that 2 or 3 shows ago, Lando and I started off our Friday episode talking about a company called Carved. And this company was founded by a small group of artisans who were dissatisfied with the majority of iPhone cases that existed in the world, which are often, they may be very functional, but they are kind of all similar looking. They're relatively cheap. You can find them on Amazon, for $5, $5 to $10, and you can get a case. And they really were interested in trying to make unique handcrafted wood cases for phones. And they have built a small business around that. They make phone cases, they make knives, they make wireless chargers, and I think a couple other things here and there, but mostly it's around the phone case idea. And Lando, in fact, has owned one of these cases he talked about in that episode and was largely happy with it until he broke it. And his only real concern with it in terms of if I was going to pick one up was that in his case, he felt like the phone had a bit of spacing inside the case where it shifted a bit. Not enough that he was ever worried it would come out, but that it was something where he was just cautioning me that, hey, your case might have a little bit of kind of flex inside of it. And so I went ahead and got a case because, as I've talked about many times, I have such a high regard for people who are artisans and do this kind of excellent creative work. And also, it is not cheap. So this is one thing is, for some people, this is a ridiculous amount of money to spend on a case, and I won't argue against it. It is absolutely a premium product and is not for everybody. But I really just found a case that I fell in love with. I thought it was beautifully made. I love the idea of this being a one-of-one product, which it absolutely is. You get a little card that actually has a numbering that says one of one. And I just went ahead and got it. And so it came in about a week and a half ago, I want to say I've had it. And this is not really a review because I haven't had it long enough to be able to speak to its durability, although I have no concerns on that front. I don't feel like anything about this case is cheap at all. I feel like, if anything, it's making me more careful with my phone, which is good because these are expensive things. And sometimes I see people treat their phones in very disposable ways. And I think, yeah, that's not the way you should be treating that. So it's made me, if anything, more cautious with it, but not because I really think it couldn't survive a fall. But honestly, I don't want to harm this case. It's gorgeous. I love this thing. It is exactly what I was hoping it would be, which is a piece of bespoke functional art. I don't know that I've ever owned anything else quite like this, where I just literally will look at this case in different lighting at different times of day, and I will just admire the fact that somebody made this by hand. And it is just beautiful. There's some kind of gold metallic like leafing sprinkled throughout it or kind of lined through it. And so depending on the angle, it will reflect differently. It has this glint at certain times and not at others. It's got this polish, this nice polish. It has a smell. It has a really, I think, great smell. It smells like wood. It's amazing. I never even considered, because I'm just used to normal cases that smell like plastic or rubber. The idea that I actually like smelling this case, that it has, and it's not a heavy scent. I won't make it like, it won't offend you if you have like a chemical sensitivity or something like that. But unlike a lot of cases, there's this kind of earthy, rich scent to it, which I didn't even think about, but makes complete sense as it is crafted from wood and resin. And it really is just a magnificent piece of, again, the term I would use is functional art. And I love the fact that it was made by hand, that a person put their effort and work, and they looked at this, I hope, finished piece and felt like they had done a great job with it. I certainly love it. I don't regret spending what is, again, just to be fair about it, because some people will look at the pricing on the site and say, what, are you out of your mind? Maybe, but I don't regret it. I really am very happy with this. And assuming it doesn't have any type of actual flaw, which I believe Lando said they will cover one drop on it. They will repair it once, which is, I think, very fair. That as long as there isn't any type of defect, it fits perfectly. So there's no tolerance deviance, at least in my case, for my Pixel 8 Pro. I really, really love this thing. Which is kind of a shame because now I feel like every phone I'll buy, I'll have to get one of these. So that might keep me from upgrading phones too often because I'm going to know I'm going to have to spend some money on a case, which is also good. We kind of upgrade phones sometimes unnecessarily. But as far as this case, I have zero complaints. It's gorgeous. I feel like it is exceptionally well made. I'm very happy that it is a one-of-one piece of handcrafted art. And I would say if you've been on the fence or if you've ever considered this and the budget at least makes sense for you, then I would say get one. It really is something that is unique, and I feel like it's just everything that I want it to be. And I can't say anything that is more complimentary than that. Later.